That millions of Americans have been doing for over 50 years. I'm going to the Ice Capades. I feel like a little kid again, only this time I can eat whatever I want. I don't have to hold anybody's hand. But if you think you've seen the Ice Capades before, think again, because tonight you're going to get a special behind-the-scenes look at the stars, the costumes, and the day-to-day adventure of taking a giant show like this on tour. And you'll also get to meet the world's best skaters up close and personal. This is the Ice Capades like you've never seen before.
I'm recording you guys. Cool, man.
This is behind the scenes.
Hi, I'm George, and welcome to the Ice Capades picnic grounds.
This is Jenny Ito, our Spanish princess.
Hi!
Jenny's doing a disco dance thing. There's Scott. Scott's our Lord Chamberlain. We got to talk to Scott. Do you like your part?
I like my part.
Do you? I think you do.
Although I'm aging, these wrinkles that I paint on, they're actually like starting to form.
You have expression lines.
Look, I bought this new dress for opening night.
Fancy.
These are the things that are important. Looking
This
good
is
all the
what's
time.
really important. Sidel likes to paint for yourself.
I hate to admit this, but I had never been to see Ice Capades until I joined the company. I don't know why. I mean, I was raised as a skater, and that was sort of what everybody did once a year, but just never came up, I guess.
My father wanted me to play ice hockey, and he put me on the skates and started to teach me skating, but my mother didn't like this idea, so she changed mind of the family and she put me in figure skating.
I'm Amy. Nice to meet you.
And this is our first year in the United States.
Don't Porter and I do nothing.
No, you're the Cinderella understudy. Come on.
This is my dad's shirt when he was nice.
My whole life has been ice skating. My dad was in Ice Capades as principal for about 19 years. And my mom was performance director for about 14 years.
And these are my dad's bell bottoms, and these are my dad's shoes.
I skate the role of the evil stepmother. I've been with the show about, I think, 10, 11 years now. I am basically that character on and off the ice. Sometimes, when I need to be. Terry is my fiance, whom I met in the show here. He's the stage manager, and we've been together 4 years now. I always kind of went out with GQ guys, and he's more like your popular mechanics type guy.
This is Nick having a cup of coffee.
Hi, Nick.
That's
having
a change of pace.
Okay. Nancy, show me your performance director's outfit.
I'm getting it on.
Look, that's not
You're
today.
gonna go get in your little fancy schmancy stuff. Oh, you look like a flight attendant.
Show us where the exits are.
Is there some reason that camera's pointed at me?
My name is David Jamison.
No wonder it takes my fiance so long to get dressed.
Actually, I'm going to be doing the ugly stepsister.
No cameras, no cameras!
This role I originated when the company started this 3 years ago, so I'm still one of the first ones to ever do it. So here I am putting on makeup. I have 2 dogs. I have a Dalmatian and I have a Beagle. And a lot of hotels don't like Dalmatians or Beagles, so I have a motorhome, and the dogs live like kings in the back of it.
Tam, turn around.
Are you in this show?
Yeah?
No.
Yeah, soon? Well, I've got about 10 minutes before I need to get ready. 10 minutes or so.
Get here early, wanted a good seat. What's up, guys? We are in Jackson, Mississippi tonight. This is Fifth City on the current Ice Capades tour. Right now, let me tell you, the show is running so smooth. So the thousands of people in the arena this evening won't even think about how much effort it took for the skaters to get to this point. But the skaters, it all started about 4 months ago in a little airport in Amarillo, Texas.
How's it going?
Good.
Good.
Jamie says hi.
Oh, good.
How are you?
I'm great. We're all down by the banner.
First few days, very hectic, very confusing.
There are some major changes in the show this year, which will be easier to explain as we go along. If you guys have any suggestions except like maybe what I look like or something.
Arriving when we saw everybody, it was like being home again, you know? It was like family.
We're very excited that you're here. I really do think that you are, all of you, some of the greatest skaters I've ever known, and I have a lot of confidence this year that this is going to be a great year with Cinderella and Ice Capades. So thank you all for coming.
Yay.
Now, where were we? Oh, yeah, Cinderella.
Every Ice Capade since the beginning has had a star as part of its appeal. If you look through the old programs, you'll see names like Peggy Fleming, Dorothy Hamill, and Scott Hamilton. These days, there's another star on the ice. She's known as Canada's sweetheart. She's this year's Cinderella, Elizabeth Manley.
The first time I put skates on was when I was 2.5. I broke my leg when I was 3, so I missed a year, and just wanted to get back on the ice. Couldn't stand being in a cast, just hated it. My mom caught me with glue trying to put a blade on the bottom of my cast one night. My childhood was crazy. It was insane. Just an out-of-control household, between hockey gear lying all over the floor to my skating dresses lying all over the floor, running from school to arena, school to arena. It was your perfect example of what Americans think Canadian families are all about. You know, it's just a lot of porridge and hot chocolate and running to the ice rinks.
There's Liz in her new shirt. Let's zoom in. Liz is wearing herself.
I do not treat myself like a star. That is one thing. I just want to be one of the gang.
It's my turn again.
It's just there's a lot of great people here. And I'm just really proud to say that I think all 30 skaters here I can honestly call my friends. Vadim is... I don't think there's enough words to describe him.
I'm the prince. Supposed to be charming, I guess.
Vadim, where did you go, Vadim? How long have you lived in LA?
Like 3 years. Ice Capades is pretty famous around the world, and I heard about Ice Capades when I was even back in Russia. I got really excited and decided to send them a tape so they can see me skating.
One of my conditions to come back to the show for Cinderella for the second year was Vadim had to be here. You know, he literally, in moments of the show, has my life in his hands. I'm over his head. He's a very tall boy.
Half an hour before the show and after our show is over, I'm staying usually and skating for another hour.
There has never been in a moment when I've skated the show where I have felt scared about him lifting me or throwing me.
She's really easy to work with. You don't have very much stress when you're working with her. She's just a great skater and very, very professional.
I have built a friendship up with him. And we know each other really well now. Like, I know when he's tired, he knows when I'm tired, and we know how to get each other out of it. It's amazing for me to skate with Vadim as a pair partner because it's really relaxing.
I totally know what you mean. Because when I go out and I have to do that Russian thing, and I look at him, it's just like,
yeah.
You know, he's got that silly little grin on his face, and you just take a deep breath and you just go,
He always has a habit of telling me, like, my dress is undone or something, so he gets my mind off really what's happening, and I'm all paranoid. But he's like he's my stability here.
Back in the early 80s, there was an Olympic champion, John Curry, who started his own ice show. And he set a tradition by having his skaters have afternoon practice sessions to sharpen their skills, and they could look great come nighttime. Well, two skaters from then, Tim Murphy and Nathan Birch, are now directors of this year's Ice Capades, and they're following in John's footsteps and making sure their skaters also practice in the afternoon and look great at night.
We're just going to start off real easy. Left, right, forward, crossover. Come out of your knee, gather, bend.
Well, for me, class I find it's very important for me, because it really helps me warm up. It gets my knees going and stuff like that.
We go through all of the ballet class really on the ice, and we do it in a group of 3 or 4. It's kind of like doing a mirror image. You have to match whoever's in front of you and beside you, and you try and make it all as uniform as possible.
Let's just try this a few times. Try to guide to the group in front of you so everybody's on the same foot at the same time.
We all have to be just as strong as the person in front of us, and, you know, free leg height, arm height, the tilt of our head is all very important to make the show look the best it possibly can. And we do that for an hour every day before every show.
Jennifer, Ito, and Natasha, could you go show me a split falling leaf, please?
Split falling leaf?
I would like to see more of those. I want hands. Anyone else? Jared? Amy?
Tim and Nathan have both influenced a lot of people in this cast to go in a different direction in skating.
I was always known as kind of an athletic, do something, run to the next element, do something, run to the next step. And they've taught me that you can actually hold an edge for 8 counts and make it look just as good as racing to the next step.
Yeah.
And it's brought my skating
Well, they are
a long
brilliant.
way.
They are brilliant choreographers.
Without them, we wouldn't have such a great show and such a great group of people.
They have this ability of seeing things in you that you don't even see or that you can even feel. And they put you in those places and they work with you on it.
And it's totally changed my skating.
Tim choreographs to the melody, not so much to the beat, and you learn a new awareness of where music is going, you know, and you learn how to feel it.
The Ice Capades employs some of the world's most successful skaters. In fact, almost everybody in the show has a trophy case full of competition medals. But if you ask each one of them why they joined the troupe, you know, I bet they'll give you a bunch of different answers. But there's only one real answer. That's to skate with the best.
What this company has that makes us stand out is talent. They've found some of the most incredible skaters, the most talented skaters, and they've put them together.
I think it's a hard transition from amateur skating to professional skating. It's a totally different mindset.
I never realized how lazy I was as an amateur. I mean, I ran through my numbers once or twice a week, and then 4 or 5 times a year I performed them. Then suddenly I was thrown in a situation where I had to perform them, no question asked. You have to do this 5, 10 times a week. And you get in shape.
Did you have a bad session?
No, I'm just having problems with the relax. I'm not as good as I thought I was. When I first came to Ice Capades, I thought that, you know, I was this, you know, amazing skater. And I came in and I realized that I really fit in, you know, and that I didn't exceed everyone else. And actually, I had a lot to learn, and I wasn't, you know, I didn't know everything. I was actually just at the beginning.
It's not a cheap and tacky show. It's all about figure skating, not going out there in a kick line and showing a bit of leg and things like that. It's a real skating show.
You're really part of the story. You hear the music, you're with the music as well as just interacting with all the characters around you. So you're part of a large plot.
You have to bring in the acting side of yourself and still have that jumping capability and the whole skating bit.
Your best
world competitors don't do half of the stuff that we do.
The people in this room, who's the most competitive out of the 6 of you?
$10 if you can hit the whole 3 pins down. Come on.
And hockey sock and ping pong.
Ping pong, oh my.
We're playing ping pong before the show and in the intermission, and after the show we just stand playing ping pong.
You guys are scaring the audience when that ball hits the door.
And we have finger wrestling too. That's pretty good.
I'll beat you guys.
That's what we do on our 3 days off, guys.
I think there might be a couple girls that are just as competitive as him, if not more.
I'm pretty competitive, I have to admit it. I grew up with 3 older brothers that were hockey players. They used to throw me in the net and shoot pucks at me. You had to be competitive to survive.
I think that's the competition always in my blood. Like, I'm just kind of person, I need to, you know, get a challenge.
The two of us, we challenge each other because every day before the show even starts, he'll come to me and he'll say, "Are you doing doubles or triples today?" And I'll say, "What are you doing?" And he'll say, "I'm doing triples." So I'll say, "Okay, all right, I'll do triples."
I think it's proving to ourselves that we can still do it. I mean, this has been our whole lives.
There is no experience in show business that compares to opening night. Let me tell you, it doesn't matter how many times I go through, but I still get those butterflies in my stomach. Opening night for the Ice Capades means that all the hard work, the rehearsals, and anxiety meet in one really intense moment.
10 minutes. This is your last time call before 2. 10 minutes.
Opening night kind of sets the standards for the rest of the shows. You know, you get a feeling of what every night's going to be like.
In my first opening night with Ice Capades, I was so nervous, and I almost cried on the backstage.
There's a lot of nerves, you know, there's a lot of excitement.
The crowd, the anticipation.
You know, there's just so much adrenaline flowing through the air. And a lot of times, a lot of things go wrong because of that.
Okay, everyone be quiet, please. I just want to let you all know that Sasha is injured. It's not a bad injury. He's going to be fine, but he won't be opening as Buttons. So Chris is going to do the whole show today as Buttons, okay?
Swing. Have a good one. I don't know if it's superstition or habit, but I always put my left skate on first.
I think for me, as soon as I put on my costume, it's like when my energy level starts rising. You get backstage and you start feeling and the excitement from the audience. It's like an energy level that no one can see. You just feel it.
Once you go out there, it's a completely different world. It's a different reality. You're not yourself.
You know, you can play a little bit on the ice, you become a little bit of a character. And
I look around and I can see people's faces, and they're just like, you know, they'd love to be not sitting there eating popcorn. They'd love to be out there.
I think that's what keeps us all doing this. It's like an inner strength, or it gets in your blood, you know, and you just love that entertaining.
It's your chance just to express something and touch people with it.
And it's a feeling that not very many people ever get to feel in their lifetime.
One of the most amazing things about the Ice Capades is the dreams it inspires in little girls. And once upon a time, there was this girl, Jodie Sweetin, and she's been a star ever since grade school. But this weekend, she also gets to fulfill the dreams of kids all across America. She gets to perform with the Ice Capades.
Hello. I first got here Thursday night. Then I had rehearsal on Friday morning.
And she'll be watching the show tonight?
Yeah.
And trying to rehearse today?
Trying to, but I was a little bit nervous about getting on the ice and everything, because, you know, here are all these professional skaters out there doing, like, these, you know, triple toe loops and all this stuff.
And this is our big village scene. A lot of jumps, a lot of spins, a lot of character work going on. Very busy.
We were gawking at her as much as she was gawking at the fact she was going to get to do this.
That number actually has like 30 triple jumps or something in it. I mean, we're all just kind of half doing it, you know.
Right.
But when you see it tonight, it's crazy.
It is. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I thought, well, they all kind of had to begin somewhere, so I felt pretty comfortable. But
are these your skates?
Yes, they are.
Yay! Jodie Sweetin was somebody that I felt like I knew before she came in here. When she played on Full House, that was like a nightly episode in my house. I felt like I grew up with her. So it was really neat to turn around backstage and she was standing there and I kind of went, wow, you're tall. Well, I've seen you on the show since you were like,
yeah,
you're just growing.
Like 5 when I... So what are you doing now? Just going to school and having fun, going to high school and enjoying myself.
Jodie, are you ready to practice?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Nancy Pluta, the performance director, took me out on the ice and kind of showed me around and kind of showed me what I was going to be doing for the show.
And you're gonna stop. Whoa.
And then Dina, who usually does Goldilocks, she helped me with what she usually does. And
I'll be playing the witch today, and what I usually do when I'm doing that part is I'll come up to Goldilocks like this, and I'll do like this and scare you, so you can just go, oh, you know, like you're scared or whatever.
when Scott came over, I was just kind of standing there, and he said, would you like to dance? And I was like, okay. I was like, sure.
Whoa, that's it. This is fun. Okay, so you go
Putting your foot here and going on your outside edge. Put it in front of you.
Try that front. Yeah, try going like this.
Liz and Amy, we were all kind of skating around, and I was doing my T-stop, and they asked, you know, if I would like to learn another way to stop the way they stop. And I said, okay, you know, I'll try it.
You know, teaching her on the ice and that, it was real simple. I mean, she wanted to learn.
You can use your... Couldn't really do it, but it was still fun trying, and I thought it was really sweet of them to, you know, kind of help me out.
How's that fit?
Yeah,
It's all right?
Yeah.
Actually, let me have you pull the top of that down, and let me just put this bodice on you to see it.
Okay. All the costumes were beautiful. They all looked really nice. And the costume I got to wear I really liked. I thought it was cute.
Our first group of contestants all hail from the Big Book of Fairy Tales. Let's give them a warm welcome. Goldilocks, come on down.
When I saw the show, I had forgotten that they had to not only skate, but they had to act, too. They have to really, you know, use their faces and their posture and their body and everything to portray what they're feeling, and they were really good at that. It was really neat kind of seeing it from the audience perspective. All of the skaters were amazing, and a girl came out with like 50 hula hoops. Like, oh my gosh. I mean, I was just sitting there with my jaw like on the floor. I just couldn't believe what these skaters were doing. They're all so good. Okay, so go out there and smile, I'm really excited.
We'll be right there with you.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
I was a little nervous when I actually went out for the show.
Oh, woo! That was like perfect. Good.
That was awesome.
Yeah, good.
Let's see another one now. Holy cow. She does better on nerves.
Yeah.
You see that?
I was kind of like, oh my gosh, you know, but they were like, oh, you're gonna do fine, you know.
Swing.
It never fails.
Thank you. Okay, girl. All right, I'm gonna go out there and watch you.
Okay.
Okay.
Hope I do okay. Thank you.
It'll be great. It'll be wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. So I got out there and I did. I did pretty well and it was really fun. You're skating around and you're looking at all these little kids in the audience. You know, when you go over and shake their hands and everything, it was really a neat experience. When I got off the ice, I was just so relieved. I said, oh my gosh, I'm so glad, you know, I didn't fall and nothing major happened. But it was kind of sad to see it all end because, you know, once I got out there, I was like, oh, I want to stay out here, I want to stay out here.
Okay, bring her out. Go ahead, yeah. Jody Sweeten as Goldilocks.
You know, every skater on that ice started their career the same way, with a lot of excitement and a little fear. Got butterflies going. It's a challenge because you got to make new friends. You got to test your skill against the pros. It's not easy. But hey, that's what the first season's all about.
Then we have a green weenie right here. Cliff. Say hi to the camera. You're the green weenie.
My name is Cliff Redemar, and I'm 20 years old. And this is my first year with Ice Capades, and it's my first professional show and tour, so it's very exciting for me this year. Getting on the bus, I recognized some of the skaters that I had seen or known from other clubs or competitions, and I don't think they recognized me because I had a baseball cap on, but it was hard because a lot of them I haven't seen in a couple years and I haven't kept in touch with them, and I felt like, you know, maybe I don't belong here. I wish that I had known a couple skaters a little better and I would have known a little what to expect. It's a little overwhelming for me, to be honest.
Well, I think everyone can remember their first years, and if they don't, I think they should.
I'd say when you get here, you keep a low profile and you just do what they tell you to do and just, you know, blend in.
Keep your ears open, your mouth shut, and that's it.
You can tell he's nervous.
You can tell he's the new boy because he's dressed 15 minutes early.
No, it's a number I'm not familiar with, and I'm just a little nervous.
Everybody really wants to be accepted and really wants to be part of the family, and if somebody doesn't like you, it really affects you because this is your family, and if you're not accepted or not liked, it can be really hard out here.
Why don't you just tell me what jumps you want to do in the show, and I'll put them in there.
I love triple lutz. I can do a great triple loop. I can do a great triple flip, but my best jump is a triple loop.
Your best jump is a triple loop.
When Tim asked me what I could do and what I couldn't do, it was kind of scary because I wanted him to see me at my best, and it's kind of hard when you've taken off time.
I mean, I can't go out and do one for you right now.
No, I'm not asking you to do. What I'm asking you to do is think about opening night.
Okay.
And
I
think
can do
about
a triple loop like this. I can do triple loop.
Like what you can?
He knows my technical abilities, but I'm really still working on my artistic side and trying to improve on this.
No ice skating boots on the couch.
Thank you.
I really want this year to be a good year, and I want to learn a lot from these people because there's so much to learn from these skaters, both on and off the ice. Every day it seems to get easier for me, and I really am enjoying being here now.
He wants to be liked, and he just, you know, he's trying. He'll make it.
It was awesome. New boy.
New boy, did a good job tonight.
Thank you. You did a great job yourself.
Thank you.
From this vantage point, the life of the Ice Capades star seems pretty glamorous, and in a lot of ways it is. You get to wear great costumes, you get a lot of applause, and you get paid to do something you really love. Is that cool or what? Then, of course, there's that all-free travel, or as the pros call it, the road.
So what have I been doing for the last 24 hours? I've called my mother twice. I've slept. I've watched Apollo 13. I'm doing my niece's embroidery. I'll be really honest, when I retired from amateur skating, I thought it was going to get all easy. Well, as you can see, at 3:30 in the morning, it's not so easy. I can't wait to get to Rockford.
The traveling is the really exciting part for me. Meeting different people and seeing different parts of the country that you've never been to.
We are on our Ice Capades field trip going to Mount Rushmore, and there it is! Oh my God!
You see the world, you see different people, you have lots of friends.
You guys love this, don't you?
So it's for elevator.
It's not always easy on the road, you know, whether it be your first year or your 6th year.
I have homesickness for a lot of my luxuries at home, like my house and my car, and for things that I'm used to.
You know, you have to go from hotel to hotel all the time, so hotels become your home, and you gotta be creative with it. During Christmas, you can put up all the lights and everything, a little Christmas tree.
Hey, we're here in Rockford, Illinois on Monday night, getting ourselves all clean, ready for the week. Now, being in the Ice Capades and touring for a living, you visit a lot of laundromats. This one here is very nice. They have nice stackable, large capacity dryers for only $1, which is very nice, very nice.
Last night, the whole company got together, the cast, the crew, we all went bowling last night. We had a good time.
For some people, it was their first time ever bowling, so it was really exciting to see.
Well, we saw it on TV before, and we knew we have it in Russia. We never tried. We had to kick this ball, throw it to these pins, and I used to handle the pins. So, and those pins always was standing, and now I should drop them, so, and I couldn't make it right.
I think Mikhail got very frustrated. He would send the ball straight down the alley, and it wouldn't knock them all down, and he couldn't understand why. And Irina had a very interesting throw.
Короче, ты должна отсюда попасть всего лишь по стрелке.
The low score of 38 points. Vadim Shebeco, get over here.
We all get along really well as a group, so it's easy. It's easy for us to all go out and have a good time together. This is another favorite pastime of us skaters. We like living on the telephone. We have astronomical phone bills.
The only really big sacrifice that affects me emotionally is not being with my mom and spending more time with her.
Like, I've just missed my brother's wedding because I'm on tour.
It's just hard to live out of your suitcase every single week, pack and unpack, but I think it pays itself off pretty much.
While all these people of my age are in school, I'm traveling around the world, and that's what I get in return.
Well, the thing about relationships on the road is that when we travel, we go to new cities and we meet all sorts of people and that kind of thing, but you never really get to know anybody. And the only people that you really come close to are the people in the company.
Vadim and myself got engaged December, or actually, it was New Year's Eve.
You know, rehearsal started in September, so to be engaged by December was pretty quick.
We were rehearsing first year in Canada, in Toronto, and we kind of just met each other.
He had blonde hair, and he had a problem with his teeth from back in Russia, and he was not as let's say openly attractive as he is now.
And we kind of became really close friends.
It was just weird. I was totally drawn to him by something. It was very mysterious.
They, I think, are a perfect example of how romantic relationships can get rushed. This is the final championship round of musical chairs.
It was at our New Year's Eve party. Clock had just struck midnight, and he told me he wanted to talk to me about something, and he asked me, you know, where should we go? And the first place we saw was this little door in the corner. So we went in there, and it was a broom closet. And we were in the broom closet for about an hour and a half talking and crying, and he proposed to me, and it was It was amazing.
I think a lot of people were concerned, you know, it went so fast.
This year we're doing much better than last year. Last year we got in a lot of fights because we were spending, I think, way too much time together.
I mean, the skaters, even ones that aren't romantically involved, know each other's every move. We joke about it all the time, you know. We all know when you're eating, when you're doing laundry, when you're, you know, taking a shower. And because of that, there's no way to ease into a romantic relationship.
We don't really fight, but I guess we're just getting on each other's nerve because we just see each other too much.
I think they fight. Huh? Were they fighting? Do they fight a lot?
That's all I got left. Is that all right? Sorry. It's probably in there somewhere. You know how it is.
I'm really proud of him. I really admire him as a skater. He's one of my favorite skaters. Even though he is my fiance, I still admire him so much and I respect his skating, and I always wish I could, you know, follow in his footsteps and skate like him.
Sometimes she's staying after the show and she's trying to help me with my programs or with my jumps.
He always asks me for my opinion, and, you know, that really makes me happy.
I know it's frustrating, but you've been doing great in practice.
I know, it was really good today.
I give him a lot of support because he really needs it. He doesn't have his family here. They're all back in Russia.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
In the future, Vadim and I both would like to own a business.
Well, Jennifer was planning to be a coach, and I was planning to try to do acting in Los Angeles somewhere, get in a show or get in some kind of movie. So that's what I'm gonna try. But if that won't work, then I'll try to probably teach as well.
We're waiting until we get off the road, you know, to settle down and, you know, start a new life until we get married.
The last part of the tour is pretty much like the last part of the year. Everybody's winding down, they're a little looser, and there's a little more time for fun. And of course, you can't say goodbye without one last blowout. Oh, and wait till you hear what the skaters have to say about each other.
All right, moving right along. Next up on the award slate is the Per Diem Award. Now, this is the skater who spends the least amount of money on the road. The nominees for the Per Diem Award are Cliff Redemar, Kevin Owens, and Mr. Popularity again, Vadim Shebeco. And the winner of the Per Diem Award is Vadim Shebeco.
Well, it's such an honor for me to get an Oscar. I don't know what to do with this, though, but I'll have it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
The next category is entitled the Me Award. This goes to the skater who would be most likely to nominate themselves for any award. Here are the worthy nominees: Jennifer Davidson, Dawn Porter, and Cliff Redemar. The winner of the Me Award is Cliff Redemar.
Thank you very much. I have nothing to say. I'm so embarrassed.
This brings us to the most prestigious award of the night, the Golden Skate Award. Now, while all the other awards have been slightly irreverent, this award is serious and very deserving. The winner embodies all the best qualities of the Ice Capades. The nominees are Scott O'Neill, Nancy Pluta, and I've seen everything now, Scarlett Sinclair. And the winner of this lovely award is Mr. Scott O'Neill.
What I would want most to be remembered about in skating is that I've made a difference. You know, that somebody along the way has gone, hey, you know, that was kind of neat.
The most important thing I'd like to take away from my ice skates career is a newfound love for my sport. When I joined the company last year, I did it kind of reluctantly. But when I decided to do it, within a week of the performance's beginning, I couldn't remember why I hesitated to do it. It's something I forgot I enjoyed. And I'm really glad I remember it again.
It's a daily conversation with this group of people here, how lucky we are that we get to do what we do. We have one of the greatest jobs there is.
I think that these skaters have just an amazing talent, and I think that it takes a lot of effort and a lot of work to, you know, get up to the point where they are. And I really admire them for all the stuff that they've accomplished.
Everybody said when you turn 30, your best skating is going to come out, and I was like, yeah, right, I'm so tired now. I remember saying that at 29, and all of a sudden I've turned 30, and my skating has just all come together.
They say if you don't get nervous, then it's time to leave. And I've been here 11 years and I still get butterflies.
It's really something to be said for thousands of people standing up saying, you're wonderful.
So, the show is over, and the crew and the skaters are getting ready to move to the next town. The audience will take home with them all the fun and entertainment they had here tonight. As far as the skaters, well, my guess is probably all the images of all those cute kids with the chubby cheeks and the wide eyes and the dream of being out there on the ice one day. Who says it can't happen? Happened for the cast of the Ice Capades. Hey, who says Cinderella's a fairy tale?
Okay, the show ended about an hour ago, and things look very different now. There's the set. It's gonna go up on the trucks in just a little while. Okay, the Montreal way of loading wires. Woo! They've got quite a little assembly line going here. I can't even keep up with them. They're closing up shop for the night, locking it down, and that's gonna go on the truck very soon. There we go. All done. All done.